as we welcome you to Orchard Park with 2 minutes left in a 4-point game. Kirk Cousins back to throw on 4th and 18. He's given time. He wants Jefferson. Climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson pulled it in. The catch of his life.
2 timeouts. They'll get the ball to start the second half. This is a huge drive for Justin Fields. Taking a shot for Darnell Mooney. What a catch! Absolutely incredible from Darnell Mooney. A one-handed 39-yard grab.
I mean, just they go and look, go ahead. Just stick your paw out there and bring it in, Mooney.
He looks in the mirror and he sees a 230-pound running back. I mean, he's that kind of guy.
2nd and 3. Trubisky on the move down the sideline, and reaching up for it is George Pickens, and he holds it in.
Got to get back here more often. It's a great area. And we will. Here's Allen. Trying to go deep to Davis. He pulled it in. Incredible catch. Oh, incredible is right. This is what is going on today? There's so much randomness.
That's crazy.
Jackson told us that Linderbaum from day one just looked like he belonged. He doesn't know if it's an Iowa thing like Marshall Yonda. Jackson somehow upright and throws it downfield. The bobble caught. A wild play. Duvernay on the receiving end. How did he do that?
There you go. Walker on 1st down. Moving to his left. And now Walker fires downfield. Looking for DJ Moore. In the end zone. Makes a diving catch for a Panthers touchdown. Wow. 62 yards. Carolina has tied the game.
The good thing is that you have seen him in his past on 4th and long execute.
They need the 23 for a 1st down. Herbert with time. Now running out of time. Throws on the run. Down the sideline. Caught in the end zone. Keenan Allen for the touchdown. What a throw. What a catch.
2nd down. Minshew lofting. Is it a catch? Let's see. Devontae Smith. Yes, it is.
On 2nd down. Foreman stays into block. Tight window throw. And somehow Terrace Marshall holds on to it. Yards per game allowed the last few weeks. Much better in the second half for Green Bay so far on the defensive end. Now trying to contain Fields. Looking for N'Keal Harry. What a catch! Inside the Packer 30 as he beats Jair Alexander.
What he did to the broadcast industry allows guys like me to do this.
Fake. Prescott has plenty of time. Ferguson wide open. Look at him go. Jumping over people at the 30 and then head down inside the 25. He leapt right over Jason Pinnock, and this crowd goes nuts. Blitz coming. Picked up. Prescott looking to run. Throws across his body downfield. Oh, Lamb, a one-hander. And a penalty to boot. CeeDee Lamb, what a grab.
Chargers have had the ball for 5 minutes. This is the 11th play of this drive. To the end zone he goes. And can he one-handed in the end zone to Mike Williams? He sends Adams, the car, in motion. Sets up on the right side. And on 3rd and 5, going deep downfield, and the coverage is good. Does he one-handed? Flag comes in. There's Adams. And all night long, it's going to be Adams and Jalen Ramsey in that one-on-one battle.
At the running back to play the style of football that he'd really like to be able to play right now.
3rd down and 3. Quick throw. What a catch. Samuel stays upright. Terrific catch and run. One-on-one with Ramsey. Can't bring him down. Samuel. Highlight reel. Touchdown.
Playing this kind of defense tight here in the red zone.
Trying to do it again. Here comes a blitz by the Giants. Cousins to the end zone for Hawkinson. What a catch!
Lavonte David on the other side, the veteran player, knows everything about this game. And his eyes and what he recognizes, phenomenal.
To the air on 2nd and 8. Trace McSorley taking the shot towards Marquise Brown. Hollywood caught it out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Vikings showing pressure here. They rush just 4. Allen again rolls. On the move, lets it fly. Oh, Diggs! Oh, what a catch! Stephon Diggs, one hand. First down, Buffalo. Pressure coming. Rodgers, sideline. Lewis! Mercedes Lewis sets up 1st and goal. He's got the Packers touchdown today. And now he's got a big reception down the sideline.
1st and goal from the 5. Brady. Evans. Did he catch it? Yes, sir. Touchdown. 20. What's up?
From the Lions, 40-yard line. Darnold's throw. For his feet in bounds, the official is saying yes, he caught the football. DJ Moore. 2nd and 10. Mayfield to the end zone to Jefferson. Is that possible? Touchdown. This is impossible. They go 98 yards. That's good for 23.
Scored a touchdown on their opening drive here in the second half. On 1st and 10 from the 16, Wentz fires, looking for McLaurin, who made the adjustment and makes the catch.
Pressure. Minshew hit as he throws high. Oh, what a catch! Devontae Smith went up and got it. Murray. End zone throw. Oh, what a catch! One-handed DeAndre Hopkins.
Carr on 4th down. Steps up and fires. And it is Hollins. Mac Hollins at the Titans' 25-yard line makes the catch.
We've seen on these last 2 plays, Phillies take over.
Here's Prescott. Pressure again. Steps in, just throws it deep as far as his arm can take him. Looking for Hilton. Oh, he caught it! A bomb on 3rd and 30 in his first Cowboy catch.
With 105 receiving yards after not having a catch coming into the game. Jameis into the end zone. Caught! Are you serious? Marquez Callaway just snagged that out of the air.
DeAndre Hopkins has been all over the place. So 1 spot, 2 spot, wherever you need him to be.
To the end zone. A.J. Green makes the catch. Spectacular for a Cardinals touchdown over David Long in the corner of the end zone.
Let's go. On 4th and 7. Hurts lofts it for Smith. It's a touchdown. Devontae Smith. And Nick Sirianni loves it.
Fake it to Williams. Wilson flips it, and what a catch by Andrew Beck.
It's Hurts. It's a deep ball. Looking for Devontae Smith. What a catch. Inside the 5.
3rd and 29. Jones steps up, tries to avoid it, buys some time. Jones uncorks. Deep ball. Touchdown on the ricochet. Jacoby Myers.
Robinson in the backfield. 1st and 10. Heineke blocked by Bates. Going deep. He's got him. McLaurin. What a catch at the 5. Got the ball down at the 6.
Currently on this defense of Carolina. Goff airing it out deep. And he's got Chark. Can he hold on? He does. Going to the ground at the 20-yard line. DJ Chark.
on 2nd and 1. Mills with time, taking a shot for Moore on the sideline, reaching out, and he makes a spectacular grab.
And run the football. He is their best weapon.
Murray going to throw it. This side of the field it is.
Yeah, he's a coach's son, and he knows it. You never get ahead of yourself. As Hurts going down the field, can he do it again? Yes, they can! A.J. Brown, incredible! Touchdown number 3.
You know, if you get 3 touchdowns, I guess you're allowed to point fingers and get a penalty, because that's going to be a little too cocky.
1st and 15 for Miami. That pass down the side, it is grabbed by Tyreek Hill.
2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard gain. Couple pumps. Hurts going deep for A.J. Brown. He has got it. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Makes it easy on a play call.
Jones to throw. Pressure around the middle. Jones unloaded. Looking for Darius Slayton. He jumps and he holds it in. Darius Slayton is down at the 1. Oh, what a catch.
Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. We're down at 30 seconds to go. Jones, step, dials up, deep ball. Oh, what a catch! Nelson Aguilar, spectacular! Touchdown, New England.
Coming off an injury, tearing his Achilles week 16 against the Jets, and has worked his way back. Fake to him. Lawrence. Deep for Christian Kirk. He's got it inside the 20 of Washington. Clock ticking. Down to 40 seconds. Heineke looking. Heineke. They keep the play alive again. He flips it downfield, and McLaurin, the hometown kid, hauls it in at the 1-yard line. What a grab. He ripped it away from Stephon Gilmore.
Frantically in the 4th quarter for most of the year. They may have to do it again. 2nd and 16. Dalton looking down the sideline. Callaway is there. Sizing it up, and he makes the catch. A great throw by Andy Dalton. Callaway pulls it in. 33 yards later, it's 1st and goal, New Orleans.
Yeah, Mark, you do get credit for not turning it over, and they haven't so far, as Heineke avoids pressure and heaves it deep. Samuel, the officials down there, and Samuel makes the catch. There were 3 Vikings and an official, but Samuel made the catch. One official is saying he's in for the touchdown.
1st down and 10. Prescott in the pocket, throws to the sideline. What a catch! Noah Brown!
Wow. Coming up big, Noah Brown.
No timeouts. Trailing by 2. Winston with loads of time. Fires downfield, and Landry makes a spectacular catch. Right at the 40.
Extra time off because that was a Thursday night game. Fake the handoff. Tannehill looking. Tannehill going to take a deep shot. Downfield. Burks goes up and gets it. Big grab.
Your offensive linemen really have to hustle up so you can get up and spike the ball.
Pressure's coming. Herbert eludes the rush. Throws on the run. And it is caught.
Clock is running.
Williams. What a catch. And now they got to hustle.
What is he going to look like coming back from basically 2 years out of the game? Yeah, he's missed a lot of football, and no one really knows what exactly to expect. Good protection, aired out. Cooper! Diving catch inside the 15. He was touched, but another big one from Brissett to Amari Cooper.
Running the football because I do think it gives them opportunity for bootlegs and play action.
Jones wants Parker. He goes up and gets it. Even with his jersey getting yanked by Stevens. Devontae Parker finally making his presence felt in New England.
20-yard completion to Stevenson. Season long for Ramondre. Play action. Floated and wide open. Spinning grab by Myers. Touchdown!
Makes a nice tackle there, nice stick.
Third and short. Goff up in the air. It is caught! Touchdown!
Washington's already had a 91-yard touchdown drive. Tonight they start from their own 9 again. Heineke looking deep, going downfield, and caught! Pulled in by Dotson! And pulled down at the 30-yard line. What a throw and what a play in the open field by Dotson.
4th and 10. Brissett throws back in the end zone. What a catch! David Njoku in the back of the end zone.
3rd down, 8, big test for the young Jacksonville defense. They do bring extra pressure, and Wentz is protected for the end zone. And Dotson, he holds it in. It's a touchdown, Commanders. Now that deserves a wow.
Burrow. Pump. Burrow tosses. Caught!
Josh Wells and take his shots.
Wells, the backup is in. Brady, deep shot downfield for Julio Jones at the 30.
So it cut Waddle's route short as a big 3rd down here.
3rd and 13 and to the end zone. Gesicki, touchdown! What a catch! Woo, 14-yard snare.
I told you, Steve, I think he's an important part of their offense. They're all the different ways that they use him.
The Swiss Army knife deal. Here's Allen on 2nd and 10. Stepping up into the logo and throwing. He's got Diggs wide open. It's caught. Touchdown. 46-yard strike. Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs.
That ball belongs to me. I'm going to go get it.
Hurts. Deep ball. Devontae Smith looking for separation. Was he in bounds? He was. That's a catch down to the 16.
Got a 14-6 lead on the Jets. Joe Mixon in the backfield on 1st down and 10 from the 25. Burrow pushing it downfield. The deep shot caught by Higgins. Flags down, and Higgins took a major hit.
Najee Harris the back, 2nd and goal. And Pickett end zone shot, and Pickens caught it. Inbounds, yes, touchdown. The spectacular rookie has done it again.
Play clock near 1. Corner of the end zone. Lamb. One-handed try. He got it. Touchdown, Lamb. What a catch.
4 catches, 55 yards. Bridgewater airing it out deep downfield, and that is caught on the rebound by Hill. Awuzie is right there with him. Keeps his concentration, pulls it in, and it's 65 yards and a 1st down and goal.
2 picks. He fumbled a couple times as well. He's going to throw here, much more aggressive to begin. A deep ball for Mooney. Oh, what a shot! Perfectly thrown and hauled in. 51-yard strike.
When you do something really, really well, like run the ball like the Cleveland Browns do.
Throwing it on 3rd and 1. Looking deep for Peoples-Jones. Into the sun. He makes the catch. Down at the 1.
Who would ever think that Aaron Rodgers at home would be losing to a 3rd-string quarterback?
And now Murray to the end zone. Brown, touchdown.
Not getting anything going at all.
2nd and 8. Off play action. Wilson going deep downfield into a lot of traffic, and somehow, some way, it is caught inside the 25-yard line.
Stevenson shifts to the other side on 3rd and 10. Jones delivers it downfield, and a crowd hauled in. Kendrick Bourne
Making some plays to take the ball away.
Fields with time. Gonna go deep. And The catch is made inside the 25-yard line. Velus Jones with the catch.
They've already run for 164 yards in this game, and we still have 8.5 to go before the half. Darnold airing it out, sideline deep. And did he hold on to that? What a catch by Terrace Marshall.
Second down and 10 from the New England 30. Carr, end zone. It is Cole. Keelan Cole makes the catch. And the Raiders, with an extra point, can tie the game.
Press man across the board.
Trubisky to throw for it. Going to go deep down the sideline, and it is caught. George Pickens, what a catch.
McCoy, what a catch by Robbie Anderson.
Dolphins down Eric Rowe in the secondary for the moment. Hamstring injury. Again, Herbert moves the pocket, goes for Williams, brought it in. Mike Williams, not touch it. Back up and running inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
2 minutes remaining. Goff throws.
Wow.
It is caught. Penei Sewell, the right tackle, makes the catch and picks up a Lions first down.
Are you kidding me?
The way that the Jaguars have been throwing the ball so far, the time for the Titans to step up and get a pass rush after them.
2nd and 11. Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Ingram holds on. Touchdown. What a catch. Evan Ingram with his 2nd touchdown of the day. And the Jaguars are pouring it on in Nashville.
Jacobs in the backfield. Here are the Raiders at the 31. Carr gonna go for it all to the end zone. Caught in the end zone. Devontae Adams, touchdown.
That's what we listened to in the car on the way over from Mark Sanchez's request. He demanded that we listen to that. What a catch!
What a grab. Tutu Atwell with a one-handed snare and a first down at the 38-yard line.
This is where Tennessee wants to live, these down and distances.
10th play of the drive. Tannehill looking, firing over the middle, and it's caught! Penalty flag as well. It's a touchdown if it stands. Traylon Burks in traffic.
They can't pass the ball as poorly as they have here in the first part of the season.
Could not effectively practice at all this week and ended up staying home. There's a long pass down inside the 5-yard line, and the catch is made by Cooks.
Rodgers protected, flipping to the corner of the end zone for Dobbs, who turns around. Did he bring it in? Yes! What a catch by Romeo Dobbs for the touchdown. Whoa, what a play.
They turned around 3 times.
Burrow, protected, gets hit a bit. Higgins, what a catch! Wow, touchdown Cincinnati as he took it away from Greedy Williams.
Rodgers, pressure, throwing, caught! Touré's got it on his back, and a first down. Now the ball comes loose at the end. Still fighting for it. It is... What's the ruling? Lions are saying they have it. Oh my goodness.
This is unbelievable.
Jeff Okudah, whose ball is it?
The ruling on the field, that was a fumble out of bounds.
Noah Gray's the tight end. It's Mahomes on the edge. Nobody open at the moment. He stops. He flips it downfield. Gray caught it. There is a flag down, but Gray comes back and makes a Kelsey-like catch. Let's check the flag.
Games become more important, even though they're all technically the same.
2nd and 10. Diving catch. Oh, Marvin Jones gives the Jags a little hope before the half. Try to get him to jump. They didn't do it. Meanwhile, trying to go long. Valdez-Scantling. What a turnaround catch. Wow. That was magnificent.
Here's McCoy on 4th and 3, looking for Rondale Moore, and Moore makes the catch. Wow, a spectacular catch.
Airs it out. McLaurin downfield, hit him in stride, and the catch is made. What a throw and catch.
Swings out. Fields over the middle. Cole Kmet. One-hand block. What a catch by Kmet.
Who is this guy?
3rd down, back Philly 17, Indy 16, back to the game.
And a deep pass down the field for Peoples-Jones. Is he inbounds? Yes. What a catch by Donovan Peoples-Jones. And it's 1st and goal for the Browns.
Brought into the league by Pete Carroll. Great admiration for Coach Carroll and his way with players. Same kind of thing from Ed. Here's a 2nd and 4. On the sideline. Oh, wow. What a catch. The feet are down.
Great call that time by Steve Spagnuolo.
4 sacks, season high against Herbert. 3rd and 18, looking downfield, sideline shot here, is caught by Allen. He worked inside of Williams to come up with a big catch at the 16-yard line. 3rd and 7. Cousins protected, firing deep, Jefferson. He brought it down. Of course he did. What else does he do every time?
The red zone, 3rd down. Those numbers got so much better for the Bears after he started to run midseason. 3rd down and goal here. Simeon over the middle, threads it through, and Pringle pulls it away for the Bears touchdown. His first in a Bears uniform, and what a catch it was over DJ Reed.
Hill and Waddle already 7 catches between them, over 100 yards. Play action. Tagovailoa, another fake up the seam. Jump ball, and it is caught. Waddle with a snatch.
Carr going to go down this sideline. It is. Oh, how did Adams make that catch? That's unbelievable.
Deep shot sideline, and catch is made by George Pickens.
There's Hurts. What a catch. Goddard for the 1st down. And Hayward has to come over to help finish that play.
Then the punt, then Zappi takes over, goes right down the field, and they get the interception on the deflection. Bailey Zappi airs it out. Looking for Parker with a spinning catch.
Smith looking for Goodwin, and a jump ball caught by Goodwin for the touchdown. Working against J.C. Jackson, he skies high for his 2nd touchdown of the first half.
So that's 3 first downs via penalty on this drive for Green Bay, which needs to make up 2 scores. Nothing open for Rodgers. Rolling, throwing, end zone. What a catch! Did he hold it in? What a play by Aaron Jones! Rising over Curl for a crucial score for Green Bay.
3rd and 6. 4-man rush. Tannehill in trouble, trying to escape, throws on the run, and it's held on to Hooper! Houdini with the catch!
Claypool right now over the middle as Trubisky searches. And is that ball caught? Yes, it is! It's Claypool again! A monster game for number 11 continues. Another 3rd down conversion.
And still with 5 in the secondary. 4th and 5, Brissett. and to the end zone. And Cooper caught it. Touchdown! What a catch! 15-yard strike. Amari Cooper.
Once you start the game, that goes away, in his eyes. First down, Jackson. Diving attempt. Is it clean? It is. Josh Oliver selling out for the grab, 12 yards.
Downfield, and what a catch made by Parker! Inside the 15 at the Cleveland 14.
Some Dwight Freeney stuff and Robert Mathis stuff, just to give you the kind of player he was looking at. Garoppolo tosses it up high. Jump ball opportunity. Tevin Coleman. What a grab.
Cooks lines up at the bottom. Here comes Jacksonville. Mills hoists it up and wasn't caught. A fight for the football. Nico Collins with an incredible catch.
Can get in that direction and come out of center field and go in that direction to cover off.
2nd and 7. Wentz taking a deep shot, and it is caught! Brown again! What a catch by De'Ami Brown! His 2nd touchdown of the day!
Herbert gonna go deep. Leaping for the ball and coming down with it is Mike Williams. Oh, what a catch.
From knocking the Packers out of the playoffs and letting Seattle in the 45-yard line. They're going to go to the air. Goff throws, and it is... Is it caught? Is it held on to? Wait a minute. They've had a conversation amongst the officials. They say catch.
Did it never hit the ground? It got tied up in his legs.
Oh, my goodness. It was between his legs.
He definitely drops it, but does it land in his lap and never touch the ground, and then he gains control of it late.
Wow.
Not on the ground, not on the ground, not on the ground. Somebody has to come away with it, and it is St. Brown. Now, I've seen seasons in a lot of weird ways.
Guara came back to block Hutchinson. Rodgers deep ball for Christian Watson. Down the sideline. Watson, did he bring it in? A flag is down and he caught it anyway.
1:45 left. Giants have no timeouts remaining. Webb is going to take a shot to the end zone. Oh, what a grab. Kenny Golladay. Touchdown, Giants.
Look how Slay's got him wrapped right there, got a hand on him, no flag. But Golladay one hand, then brings the second one in.
Barring some sudden turnaround here today, that appears the way Dallas came out.
Here's Howell to throw it, loading up, going deep, and he's got a man. It is caught by McLaurin.
And the long run of the day for Kenneth Walker at 15 yards. Gets Seattle a first down.
2 times in a row they've lined up with him offset.
Smith looking for the end zone and Lockett.
Oh, what
and he drops it in. Tyler Lockett with the touchdown.
What a throw. The revolutions on that football. That thing was tight, man.
2nd and goal. Purdy, end zone throw. Oh, a fingertip catch. George Kittle has a 49er touchdown.
On this one, we talk about Isaiah Simmons and his speed, but Kittle's going to make a move to the inside, then break back to the outside. And because he gets that little bit of a head shake, Isaiah Simmons just a step behind.
Cooper back to Blau. Deep downfield for Green, and he catches it. A.J. Green will take it all the way into the end zone, and that is a Cardinals touchdown.
With 1:26 left, Houston has 2 timeouts. But it won't matter if they can't convert here. Mills slings it. Open is his man. It's Cooks.
Catch there by Cooks.
It's on the review.
1 down, 2 down, has control.
Does he? Yeah, maintain.
They can win on defense. They can run the football, and they're getting the ball down the field now. Red zone's big, though.
2nd and goal. You fake again. Play action. Back of the end zone. Myers, did he get the 2nd foot down? I'm not sure he did.
This is close. Oh, wait. I saw that one, but did the right one touch? If the right foot touched, he's in.
Was the right foot down
it's
when he
right here. The right foot right there. Did that touch?
Oh, man,
I think he
did.
did.
That was
he's
beautiful.
In. Oh, my goodness.
He
That's
tapped it. Look at this.
Unbelievable.
Look at
Watch
this.
Right there. Oh.
Is there contact with the ground?
I'm not really sure. But we do have super high-def, incredible camera people who get everything great.
Yeah, it had to have. Otherwise, how do you spring up in the air like that? It's great play by Jakobi Meyers.